Hi guys, today I'm going to talk to you about our year-end review of the curriculum we used in all of these 8 subjects. Before I start, I'm going to break this video into 2 or 3 parts. So before I start going into our curriculum, I highly encourage you to look in and do your own research for all the different kinds of curriculum there are. There are so many out there. So start researching over the summer before you begin your school year about what you would like to do, because what works for me and my family might not work so well for you and your family. Maybe you have a different kind of teaching style you'd like to do. So research everything that you can, and hopefully the information I'm giving you will help you either dismiss or say, yes, that's what I want to do for your own curriculum. Another thing you should look into is your state laws for homeschooling, because what is required for me in my state will be completely different for you in your state. For example, in my state, you have to begin documenting and notifying the school system that you're homeschooling at the kindergarten level. Now, for some states, you don't have to do that until 1st grade. So double check on that. There's also tons of different requirements. For us, we have to give a portfolio review twice a year. And in that review, we're just showing that we're giving regular instruction in these 8 subjects. So all it has to be is documentation through paperwork, through videos or pictures, that they're getting instruction in these subjects. It doesn't even have to be the same content that they're learning in school. So I hope that helps in that area. So let's see. One other thing I wanted to say before we start is look into cooperatives. There's a lot of moms who meet together as a group in all over the states who help teach the group of kids. So for example, our co-op, I helped teach a STEM class. I taught STEM class for lower elementary while my kids were in the kindergarten classroom. So all of these different moms come together, teach their subjects that are their strengths, which also helps if you really don't feel like teaching social studies or art or anything like that. They do have a co-op group of moms. You might have to pay for classes. You'll have to figure out for your area and for your co-ops around you what that will look like. But they're wonderful. They're also great for social interaction and having your kids respect and authority besides just parents or grandparents. So it's been a great experience for my kids. They love it. I don't think we'll be going back next year, just because moving is up in the air for us. So we decided that we would just keep our friends and visit and spend time with them, but we're not going to be able to do co-op this coming fall. All right. So in this first video, I'm actually going to cover the easier things, and then in a separate video, I'll go over language arts and math, because those will take the longest. Okay, so for our co-op, social studies covered all of my learning for my kids this year. So what we did for kindergarten social studies was start with me, then to my room, my house, my street, my neighborhood, my community, my county, my state, my country, the continent, then all the other continents in the world, and then space. Excuse me. So it was really easy, simple, straightforward. There's tons of resources you can find on this exact concept on Pinterest, on Teachers Pay Teachers. It's really laid back and easy. You can even just do story books about all of those different layers, and it will meet the requirements for social studies for kindergarten. When you get to the community stage, you can start reading books about community helpers. That all falls under social studies. It's a very easy one. Art, we covered a lot of that with co-op too, because social studies and art go hand in hand. There's lots of art projects that you can do to go along with your social studies. Pinterest, beautiful. Okay, health, this one's easy for kindergarten. All you really have to do is be reading books to them about hygiene, teaching them good hygiene, just simple things that follow health rules about self, relationships with others falls under health. If you want a more structured unit, I recommend going to thisreadingmama.com. She has a wonderful social emotional learning unit that can be kindergarten, first grade. We have been using it. There's so much information and great topics in there. And we've kind of split it up between this year and next year because there's a lot of stuff to go over. But it's great, and I highly recommend it. Okay, for PE, also easy. All you have to do is keep a log of all the physical activity they're doing. You can just do regular exercise things. I use YouTube and Cosmic Kids Yoga. There's this lady named Jamie, and she goes through stories and does yoga poses as she's telling stories, and my kids love it so much. So we use that on rainy days or days where I have no idea what we're going to do for exercise, but they need to get the wiggle worms out, those kind of things. My husband also does the Way of the Warrior Kid with them, and they'll do an exercise with him. So when he's home, he has a very sporadic schedule. So if he's home during the day, he will take them for the exercise thing and do that with them. It's wonderful because it's something that they both love to do together, and they're bonding in that way. So they really enjoy that. And then we're doing My Gym, which is great because you don't have to do anything. You can leave it up to the teachers at My Gym. My daughter was doing dance, and my son was doing a ninja class. So I would just log on the days that they would go and do that. And it just showed regular instruction in PE. Okay, so for music, my favorite subject, we do Prodigy's Music. If you go to prodigiesmusic.com, they have a wonderful program that teaches young children how to start to begin to read and to identify by sound music notes. And they just begin to start playing simple music songs. It's a great way for kids to learn music. I self-taught myself how to play, and I was having a hard time figuring out how I was going to teach my kids because I wanted them to start doing music now, but I didn't want it to be stiff and like piano teacher kind of stiff, if you know what I'm talking about. And I wanted it to be fun and interactive and just not like a chore, more relaxing, and they think it's a game. So this is exactly what I wanted, and it's perfect. The reason I'm pointing over here is because we use boom whackers for our lessons. You can get these on Amazon for like $30. And they're the correct color coding to go along with the lessons. Look them up. There's so much information. They do like 2-year-old, 3-year-olds, and up. They have lessons for all these different age ranges, and it's wonderful. We really enjoy it. They also, if you don't have an instrument, you can download their free app, and it does desk bells, so the child can play on your phone while watching it on the iPad or TV, and they just play along with the desk bells in the app. So while one of my kids is on the boom whackers, the other one is using the desk bells. But we did just buy them some desk bells, and they should be coming in here soon, so they'll be really excited about that. That's our music. I just note when we do our music and just say that it's Prodigy's Music. So I guess I keep a log of when we do music time. And I also do pictures of videos just to have extra proof that we're doing music. Okay, and real quick, I'll go over science. So science this year, we didn't do a really structured kind of science. I did a small unit on their 5 senses at the beginning of the year. And since then, I've just been, because I also do STEM. So I did a lot of STEM with them. My son loves STEM and robotics and engineering, all of that fun, crazy science experiment stuff. So because of that, we have a lot of different science books and STEM books. So I would just take a lesson from these because he wanted to do something hands-on, and we would do it together. And that was our science this year, just getting an understanding of fun experiments, things that can be repeated again just because they aren't going to retain at this age all of that information in science. So I was trying to hold off mainly for next year for first grade for my son on diving into a specific unit. But I did, at the end of this year, purchase Water in Our World unit with the Good and the Beautiful. Goodandbeautiful.com is where I got this. This is an easy one to start with because the experiments are hands-on. Now there's content in here that I know my children will not remember because they're just too little. But the great thing about science units is in a couple of years we can repeat this one and they'll retain more information and memorize the bigger facts and the bigger words as they get older. So if you have a science unit and your children are young, keep it and redo it when they get older because they'll be able to retain more information. Okay, so that covers all of our other 8. And next I'm going to do a video on language arts.